Have you ever wanted to make your own Discord server, but just are overwhelmed by all the possibilities? Well, look no further than today's video, because I'm going to be explaining in half detail how to make your own Discord server, best options, best bots you can use, as well as how to set up permissions, roles, and decorate the server. Now before we do get into today's video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Make sure you guys comment something, anything, just, so I know that you're actually here and not a bot. And yeah, let's get into today's tutorial. So the first thing you're obviously going to want to do is add a server, or create your own server. I'm gonna just do it for me and my friends. I'm gonna name it custom. We're now in a completely new server, fresh from the start. And as you can see, as all servers start off, we have a voice channel and a text. So my first tip of the day, my first guideline you should follow making your own Discord server, first come up with whatever you want the theme to be. It doesn't have to be a strict theme, but it does need to have some sort of generalization for what the server needs to be about. Whether it's going to be about anime, Discord, or video games, having a theme will help. Now that you have the theme, you're going to want to come up with channel ideas. Your server could be about politics. It could just be a community server where people come to chat. One thing that confuses a lot of people though is roles and role permissions. Making a role is easy. However, setting up what you want the role to be able to do and not be able to do can be difficult at times, as there's a whole lot of options. The first thing that I always like to do is have display role members separately from online members. If a member is online, it'll display them as differently from somebody with no role. I only turn on the allow anyone to mention this role if they are a moderator or a role that needs to be pinged. Otherwise, you should not do this because it could lead to possible spam pinging. We have all of these. Usually everything here is already on when it needs to be, unless you want members to not be able to do something, like not be able to add reactions, use certain emojis, use our external stickers. Now that we have somewhat discussed channel permissions in a way that most likely people will not be able to understand what I'm saying, let's get into adding channels. Now I'm not going to go into much detail on channels, as really it all comes down to what the person wants for their server. There is certain ways that you can make a channel look clean. Depending on the type of server you're wanting, you can go for an aesthetic vibe, you can go for a basic vibe when you want a bunch of channels, or you can go for a fun, happy vibe. Now, the most basic is just adding absolutely nothing to your channels and just leaving them like this. However, if you do want to go for an aesthetic vibe, you can always go to text generator, symbol generator, or emoji generator. So it's always up to the person and their personal preference for what the server looks like. Now, going on to the next category, which is be adding bots. There's loads, and I mean loads of bots. And it all comes down to, again, preference. But there are some bots that must be added to preserve the server in a state where it cannot be trolled by people who join. I recommend adding Me6, Dino, Probot, Dank Memer, and there's loads more, but those are the 4 that I recommend most. Now that I've discussed those points, I want to get into the finer details, which would be setting up the actual Discord server and how it should be organized. I personally would have something set up like this. Of course, this is obviously just a rough draft, and it's not that good as it's missing a lot of channels and it's less organized. That's really going to be all for this tutorial, guys. I actually stuttered a lot during this recording. I'm not good with these types of videos. I'm really sorry if it was bad. Cut me some slack. I'm not good at thinking of what I'm going to say before I say it. Anyway, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Of course, you have to. If you don't, I will cry and be sad. I will live in eternal sadness for the rest of my life. Thank you.